like, you know who this is. You know this is. Hold on. Let me close this door. Let me close my door. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. My question today is, if you're paying your bills on time, you're paying your credit card bills and your phone bills and your light bill, your gas bill, your water bill, all your bills is already paid. Why your credit score still dropping? Is your credit score is like in the low sevens, high sixes, mid sixes, low sixes, or is it in the like the mid sixes and falling? But you're paying your bills on time. What's going on? You was in the high sevens. Now you done dropped all the way down to the high sixes. What kind of scenario that is? Hi, I'm Foresight, and this is Blind Intelligence, where the rules, rights, and the responsibilities put you back in control. Now, but my question today is why your credit score still dropping if you're paying your bills on time? Why? You don't have no car payment, your car's paid off. You don't have no house payment, your house paid off. Or you have an apartment and you might be 2 or 3 months ahead paying rent, right? Okay. You don't have no financial strain. Uh, children's all grown, and you know it's just you, maybe your significant other. Y'all, y'all don't have no financial struggles. Why is your credit score still dropping? Why is your and even if you did have all of that, why you're paying on time? Why your credit score still dropping? Let me put out a disclaimer. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. If you would like legal advice, if you would like financial advice, I suggest you find yourself a competent professional and be advised. The views and opinions of me, the host, Foresight, does not reflect the views and opinions of any platform that hosts Blind Intelligence. Now, back to the question, and back to the nature at hand. Why is your credit score dropping? See, give you a scenario. You're at the house. It's on a cold winter day, like today. Uh, you know, but it's not too cold. Let's say it might be in the 40s, 50s, something like that. And it's okay in your house, and it's not, uncomfortable. You're coming in from work. You don't even have the heat on. You come in from work, sit down for a minute, then get up, you go cook some dinner. The house is pretty okay, you know? Your apartment is pretty okay. And sat down, you ate dinner, and, kind of getting kicked off your shoes and got in your, you got in your lounge clothes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of chilling out, just waiting for the next day to come. You know what I'm saying? Because the sun went down, you got to do it all over again, right? So, alright, but then you're sitting there, and you might be reading a book, or you might be watching TV, and you feel this breeze in your house. You don't know where it's coming from. So you get up and you go to the windows and check all the windows and everything, and then lo and behold, you find out that the breeze is coming out from under your door, which you know your doors are closed and they're supposed to be sealed, but that little seepage is coming through. You didn't pay attention to it before, but now you do, because you done got settled. Now you feel that breeze, and you may not, it's bothering you. Let's say that, but you know that breeze that bothered you. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been sitting there all that time, and it's in the back of your head, and be like, man, this breeze is here. So you get up, you figure out that it's the door, then you go and you put something up under it, like a towel or something, and you unplug and you plug. You might have something to stop that breeze from coming through, and you're successful. Well, metaphorically speaking, this is like this credit in your credit score. You don't know where or why your credit score is dropping. Just like that breeze, you don't know why that breeze is coming through or where that breeze is coming through at. And you want to know so you can stop it. Right? That's the problem. And I had to put that all together, so put it in that particular way so you can get a clear understanding that that's what's going on. And the reason why that's going on is because you don't understand credit. You don't understand credit. You think you do, and many of you say you do. Many of you say you know credit because you pay your bills on time. Many of you say you know credit because your credit scores is high. I'm doing the right thing. But then when something happens, you don't understand. You want to take a finance class on the sly because you ain't gonna tell nobody. Because you really postured yourself like you got it together. But then when something happens that you don't understand, then you want to slide slick and take your finance class. And like the old folks say down here in the South, you want to slip and take a finance class. Nah. That's because you don't understand credit. You don't understand credit. You understand. See, it's not your bills, right? Because you're paying your bills on time as far as your utility bills. Utility bills, they're on time, right? Okay. You don't have a car payment. If you did have a car payment, that'd be paid on time. So it ain't your car payment. It ain't your mortgage, because you know your mortgage gonna be paid on time. And it's not your rent. You know your rent gonna be paid on time. What's dropping your score? Credit. Okay. I'm gonna break this down to you. And it's very, very simple. The reason why you don't understand credit, because you don't understand the difference between a reporting date and a due date. Because the reporting date and the due date, that's where the crutch is. That's where you bleed at. And you don't understand, and you don't understand utilization. You got high utilization, your credit score gonna drop. And I don't care if you're paying, and depending on how you're paying it, your credit score still gonna drop. Because if you ever notice how, if you pay your bill, let's say your bill is due on the 10th, and you pay that sucker on the 13th, they're going to charge you 30 days late, and your credit score still going to drop. You ever notice that? Pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm saying. You got a due date and you got a reporting date. Your due date is letting you know how much you owe them, the credit card company. Your reporting date is letting you know what you owe, what's on the report. So if you pay, if you pay after that due date, and that let's say you got $1,000, and you done racked 800. If you pay 800, if you pay that 800 after your due date, 1 day late, 2 days late, you gotta remember that clock is ticking. And they done took a snapshot. It's like taking a snapshot. They done already got a snapshot of what they send it to the consumer agencies. Now you may pay it off. You may pay it off but $25, right? That's gonna show your utilization, but it's still going. Your utilization is gonna be. It's still gonna show 800 when they report it to the consumer agency. It's gonna show 800. That's gonna show high utilization. So what happens? Credit score drop. Your credit score drops. Listen to what I'm saying. Stay behind the 8 ball. Don't say, "Oh, I'll pay it." When it's the clock is ticking. You want to get ahead. You want to pay that thing 5 days before the due date. So if that reporting date is going to come after. So whatever you got on your whatever you have utilized, it won't show up. They won't report it to the consumer agencies. You know them as the credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. This is called understanding your credit. Alright? Y'all playing games here. This is not a joke. You think you know, but you don't know. See, I hear what he's saying. I see what he's saying, but yeah, pay attention. Pay attention, because it's important. When you get I don't care how many credit cards you got, you need to know on all of them. Get you a list and write it down. What's the reporting date? What is the due date? They both 2 separate dates. But you want to be behind that due date. Because if you're behind that due date, you got it in the bag. And my suggestion to you is to link your credit card to your bank account. Now I'm finna drop some sauce on you. Case in point. If you link your credit card to your bank, when you go to the store and you purchase it, and you use that credit card as a debit card, what's gonna happen? They're gonna automatically debit it out your account. Ain't gonna never touch. You ain't have to worry about it. That cycle is not even gonna even touch you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody understands that. I'm telling you, this is the most extreme point that you have to understand when you're dealing with credit cards, personal loans. Know what your due date is. Know what the reporting date is. Don't go in there. I'll tell you something. Don't go in there and embarrass yourself. Don't start embarrassing yourself, thinking that you know. But I've never had this problem before. There's a first Sunday in every month. Don't go in that bank. Don't go in the bank and arguing with folks, and you in the wrong. Don't don't call up the credit card company and argue with them, and you in the wrong because you don't understand how it works. Remember this: utilization. Utilization should be. Some say 80-20, I say 90-10. If your utilization is below 10%, by the time they report, they're gonna report that 10%. So if you got $1,000, and let's say you leave $15 in that bank before they report, you did real good. Your score going to increase because it's showing your utilization. It's showing you. But if you wait, you get a late. Do you know if you get a late? I'm telling you, get a late payment. If you pay that thing late, you got to remember that clock ticking. As soon as you pay, it's like, let's say, like, look at the clock. Like you got 12, 3, 9, and 6. If your late payment is at 3, right, and that clock is coming around, always coming around, and it tells you got to pay that thing. You need to pay that thing before 3 o'clock because that clock is still ticking. If you pay that thing after 3 o'clock, clock is still ticking, and whatever it is, whatever that balance is showing after 3 o'clock, guess what? That's your utilization. And that's what they're going to report to consumer agencies, and that's what keeps your credit score to drop. I am your host, Foresight, and this is Blind Intelligence. If you found this video to be enlightening and educational, please share it out. See you next time.